Hello, Exiles. It is very late in the evening, or I guess you could say very early in the morning, the 19th of June. Not long ago, I just killed Maven, which is already well beyond what my plans were for this build this time around. And I guess old Kitava's Thirst Corpseblaster did it to me again. I got kind of addicted to playing the build and also trying new things, and new things were tried. At this point, though, fair warning, because you're probably going to be seeing, hopefully you're going to be seeing some video from my live streams where I was fighting a bunch of bosses. This build takes a lot of investment to get to this point. The good news is once you get to this point, it's kind of no different than pre-nerf because the late game scaling is like much better proportionally. It's a little harder to get off the ground for like getting your first two void stones. It still does it very inexpensively and like well enough as far as, you know, general competitiveness in that way is concerned. For starters, this weapon is a little bit expensive. I made this myself. Obviously, multi-mod came with prefix scour, and that's 4 divines. Outside of that, it's however much money it takes you to get to isolate +1 all physical skill gems. With the minions damage mod, you basically are throwing deafening essences of fear until that happens. On average, it takes about 225, I believe, assuming the item level on the scepter is high, which mine was. So I got that, +2 fire gem, Kitava's Thirst helmet. This was like 10C or something. Level 21 Unearth was... I don't remember what this cost me. I think because I corrupted it myself and hit the 21 on a 20% quality, but considering no one else is playing this skill, that's going to be cheap as well. In fact, we'll just like price check it live. 23 to 30 chaos, apparently. Some people are charging a bit more. The Empower and the Enhance are a bit more expensive, but these should be dropping in... Oh, they have dropped way in price. This is 90C now. I bought this a few days ago. It was like 5 div. And it was the same for the level 3 enhance, but yeah, these have both dropped dramatically. So now it's like a div and a half for both these together. I actually, the price of the build overall is dropping with every sentence I speak. That's pretty insane. At the time I bought it, it was expensive though. Replica Dragon's Fangs fight. This is something I've talked about a lot, but never actually pulled the trigger on. This time I did, because unearth levels are very important. I would rather stay on Nexus gloves for longer than give this up right now. I think this is super worth it, and this was like 10C. This is a very just underutilized one, right? Belt is generic, boots are good, but I got them myself because items are kind of easy this league. I think the shield was like 100C, and then my jewelry, I think one of these was actually a div, and the other one I found myself. So pretty okay gear. And then the other big ticket item is my Light of Meaning, or items would be these jewels, and the Watcher's Eye. The Watcher's Eye was 2 div. This Light of Meaning, I assume it hasn't come down. It's gone up actually, so that's okay. The total price is rebalanced. This was 6 div when I bought it, and now it's 10 div. That price might go down because it seems to fluctuate throughout the day. But yeah, people like the fire damage one because Volcanic Fissure of Snaking and Magma Orb Mines are all over the place, and they're competing. We got it all together though, and I have to say, kind of shocking myself to be this arrogant about it, but it's worth the investment. This build farms so well, and it kind of hits that sweet spot of survivability that you need for running like originator maps, which is to say this build was already tanky enough for T17s, but the DPS wasn't quite there. Honestly, the DPS might be there soon, in this iteration at least. But the DPS wasn't quite there, and we're very quickly, or rather I'm very quickly finding that anything beneath T17s and Pinnacles, which includes the new content, this build does great with. There are a lot of mods that this build doesn't care about, right? And funny enough, because the build is durable in that way, and there's like so much you can just let hit you, as long as you're aware of what it is and how you're managing your molten shell and whatnot. It actually, like, you can make the map, you can make the enemies as tanky as you want. It'll just be a bit of a time sink, but the time sink will only ever come for very tanky rares and the map boss. Outside of that, everything else is going to melt pretty much instantly, which is fantastic. It's been a very enjoyable experience, and I'm just, I don't know, I guess at this point I'm a little scared of what they're going to do to nerf it next time, because it seems to keep skating by, no problem. I am wrapping up for the evening though, and you know, to show that the build with investment is kind of worth it. It was really hard for me to say that in the build guide, right? Anyone who's watched it has seen me. I did not want to overpromise on the build. I was recommending it as a fund your first proper build get your couple void stones, etc. build. And we're at 3 now, and that was a deathless Maven. I wouldn't just say it was deathless, it was comfortable, right? It was downright easy because basically none of her attacks are particularly scary for this build. You wouldn't think that, but as per usual, Captain Block is a hell of a drug. Also 80% all res, which is very nice. And because of the tech with the mana flasks, this is Masochist. I actually need to get a better one with the gain 3 charges instead. Because of the tech here on the mana flask and the gaining charges and everything, this build is like, it's kind of absurd how effective it is in bosses now. The biggest issue with the build when bossing was you would run out of mana flasks. So you would like have to bring 2 or something. No, this one is doing it. And there's very few situations where that doesn't hold up. And if it were gain 3 charges, it would probably hold up all the time. So yeah, I am incredibly optimistic about the build. I'm excited to get a level 4 Empower, because once I do that, we'll have a level 28 Unearth. That gets us level 86 Corpses, which is kind of the soft cap. You don't actually need to go to 30 with Unearth because there aren't zones over level 86. So that's how the mobs are designed. And then a level 4 Enhance on top of that would be nice to get us a bit more corpse life on the Unearth, and that would kind of maximize that. Outside of that, oh, you know what? I should mention the Dragon Fang's Flight has a 3 gold oil, so that's another div and a half, I think, investment in the build. I'm just trying to be full disclosure here, but I mean, God, I'm shocked I'm having this much fun with it. I thought I'd be off it already and moving on to Dominating Blow, which I'm still gonna do. This is I'm really enjoying the new content, and now that they fixed the mercs, I'm really enjoying that too. But I think the plan is to like get the build into like a properly semi-optimized state and throw it at T17s and Ubers and see what it does. That is kind of my goal here. It is definitely going to clear everything before that, and in fact even be good at farming it, right? Cyrus and Uber Elder in the next video update for sure. Anyway, have a good one, Exiles. I'm supposed to put those in the middle, aren't I? Damage seems fine. Oh. I almost forgot that phase. Nice, one of the bosses got under the nucleus and blew up on it. Oh, memory game. Top, bottom, top. Ow! Still the easy part of the fight. And splat. right, top, left, top, left, right. Oh, I went the wrong way. I need a designated thinker. Right, top, right, top, right, top. Thank you. That was friendly of her. I popped that when I wasn't supposed to. No, not more of this, dude. Top, right, top, right, top. Okay, let's do this again. Alright, this is where it gets very spooky. I'm terrible at this part of the fight. Okay. Top, right, top, left, right, top. Oh, I think I clipped the beam. She didn't give me any room. Okay, beam's over. No, I was really hoping she wouldn't do that. Right, top, left, top.
Scurry, scurry.
Where is she? Don't hide from me like that. I don't like that. Ooh. Okay. Nice. Deathless. First one of the league. Feels good, man.